Benjamin Fulford. Latest news. Forget about the election and let's get this over with right now. The White Dragon Society has a message for Donald Trump to suck it up or shut up. If Trump is the commander-in-chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, then what is he doing promising change in November and not now? Why is Comedian Joe's horror show still going on? Many people, such as Steve Bannon and Field Marshal in Waiting for Douglas McGregor, ask similar questions. McGregor warns that the U.S. Congress wants to allow illegal migrants to serve in the U.S. Army. When your potential enemies penetrate your own defense mechanism, you are, in fact, screwed up, warns a Pentagon source from Field Marshal McGregor. In addition, member of the House of Representatives, Byron Donalds calls on President Biden to resign or be removed from office, stating that Kamala Harris needs to head the cabinet so that he applies the 25th Amendment. Now, Italian television is openly mocking Joe Biden. So why is he still here? The answer is that the Khazar group is stalling by stating, Trump will catch the bad guys in November, so please wait until then. Senator Chuck Schumer is caught on the microphone as he speaks. I know I can blame Republicans and MAGA. I'm a professional. He's talking to Biden about the delay in passing the law. If you see someone claiming to be Donald Trump, ask him why he's not arresting Biden immediately. Also ask, will you conduct war crimes tribunals for criminals who force a shoulder procedure? Also, ask him if he's going to have an anniversary and return the $363,000 that was stolen from every American as a result of central bank fraud. If he answers yes, then he is real. If he answers no or evades the question, then he is an actor playing the Pied Piper in front of the patriots, leading them away from real actions. Remember that there is a fake Trump trying to ruin the reputation of a real patriot. We need to act now, because numerous sources warn that the Khazar group is planning some kind of horrific massacre in April, for which they will try to blame the meteorite. That means we need to finish them off before then. Who are they? This is a list of 58 people who need to be arrested immediately. This is just an incomplete list. Any politician or public figure who supports the obviously genocidal regimes of Ukraine and Netanyahu himself called Israel a war criminal. These people should be arrested immediately. In addition, if any company such as Google, Apple, or Microsoft is caught using computer graphics to create the impression that these people still hold senior positions, then the heads of these companies should be arrested. We did not include David Rene de Rothschild, a member of the Illuminati Council and the head of the Rothschild clan, in this list, because he promised to transfer Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. This will give the people back control of 90% of corporations around the world. However, when we contacted him last week and asked when this would happen, we got an answer. He was unavailable because he was on a ski vacation. In other words, he disappeared into a Swiss bunker. So it may be related to the news of the death of Lord Jacob Rothschild. Meanwhile, another member of the family, Emmanuel Macron de Rothschild, the so-called president of France, cannot appear in public. Otherwise, he will be seized by a lynch mob and hanged on the spot. This is exactly what the French farmers tried to do when they found out that he was going to appear at an agricultural fair. We hear that many other so-called Western leaders are also hiding, fearing a lynch mob. Any leader who is now allegedly in Ukraine is probably in hiding. They include Canadian Minister Justin Trudeau, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and Belgian Prime Minister Alexandre De Croo. Perhaps they are hiding because our white hat sources in Western agencies and secret societies in Asia say that some huge event is imminent. For example, a member of the White Dragon Society, who met with Japanese Emperor Naruhito last week, was told that a major financial and political event was to take place on March 15th. Asian sources of the red and green secret societies also promised an anniversary event in China around the same time. Dates have appeared over and over in the past, so don't believe it until you see it. But it's safe to say that high-level sources are making big promises. Readers can contribute without paying taxes. The IRS is a private company based in Puerto Rico. Not only is there no law requiring most Americans to file individual tax returns, but the IRS was not even created by an act of Congress. Alex Mena, an IRS employee, tells an O'Keefe Media Group reporter that the IRS is harassing little people and ruining people's lives by using artificial intelligence technology to spy on American citizens and company bank accounts without a search warrant or evidence. Tax avoidance will help to celebrate the anniversary. If no anniversary announcement is made, then a civilizational collapse is inevitable. Let's start with the evidence of a political crime that has now become public. We saw how the obviously fake Donald Trump met with Argentine President Javier Milei, whose name means Milake, juggernaut, Satan, and praised him for stealing money from poor Argentines to give to a Hazara group. He had just created a budget surplus to pay the bankers, depriving the poor of money for food, leaving half of Argentines below the poverty line. Speaking of juggernaut Milei, Israeli Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's name is actually Benzion Mileikowski, which means something like son of juggernaut or son of Satan. Netanyahu hosted the Israel Victory Conference with Rabbi Uzi Sharboff, a Jewish supremacist who was mysteriously released despite being sentenced to life in prison for the massacre of Palestinians. These people are closely associated with the Nazis, who also support the genocide of Vladimir Zelensky. Meanwhile, thousands of people are being eliminated in Gaza, and former CIA chief Mike Pompeo is dancing with Israeli soldiers. What exactly are you celebrating there? This is the same Pompeo who said, "I was the director of the CIA and we lied, cheated, and stole." Another person who doesn't bother to cover up his crimes is Congressman Andy Oglese, who said in response to the photos of children in Gaza, "We have to deal with everyone." Here is another example of a poisoned ghost. Meanwhile, Joe's circus show, organized by the Khazars, vetoed a draft Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire. Due to the ongoing massacre in the Gaza Strip, Israel's gross domestic product, GDP, decreased by 19.4% year-on-year in the last quarter of 2023. Now it has fallen even further, as the Houthis have stopped the movement of ships into the country. As an example, you can see a sinking British tanker attacked by the Houthis in the Gulf of Aden. The International Court of Justice has been told that Israel is using an even more extreme version of apartheid in the Palestinian territories than it did in South Africa before 1994. Jews are in turmoil, and the mass riots that are currently taking place in Israel mean that the days of the criminal regime are numbered. Another large nest in Ukraine is also in serious trouble. It was once again confirmed that the International Monetary Fund illegally placed funds intended for Ukraine in the personal banks of Viktor Pinchuk and Ukrainian oligarch Igor Kolomoisky. Most of these funds went to the Clinton Foundation, where they were used to bribe politicians.
We also know that Zelensky's regime killed Ukrainians and sold their organs. Now Polish intelligence tells us that Zelensky has sold more than 1 million liters of red liquid to the West. In addition, Russia has discovered additional documents indicating that thousands of people were involved in experiments conducted for large companies. Blood samples and other samples were taken and sent to laboratories and clinics in Europe and the USA for testing. This was almost certainly done for the production of banned substances. According to Russian sources, other torture chambers and experimental facilities were found in the fallen Ukrainian fortress of Avdiivka. The fall of Avdiivka means that Russia is now close to its goal to capture Odessa, connect Russia with Transnistria, reach Transcarpathia and transfer it to Hungary, thus dividing the border with Hungary, Polish intelligence sources say. According to former President Dmitry Medvedev, Russia will have to continue fighting Ukraine until it captures Kiev. Medvedev called the source of the threat an international group of opponents of Russia led by the United States, which in his opinion, controls Kiev. Unsurprisingly, the atmosphere at the meeting was bleak, without a trace of the former optimism among Western supporters of Ukraine. Speaking at the 60th Munich Security Conference on February 16th to 18th, the official representative of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maria Zakharova, said Germany really wants to get out of this cluster of deep states. Damn it, a CIA source comments on this headline. The German Bundestag opposed the supply of Taurus cruise missiles to Ukraine, 180 to voted in favor, 480 against. Farmers from Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands and France are contributing to the overthrow of the Zelensky regime by carrying out a complete transport blockade of Ukraine. The protesters received the support of the police and demanded that the Polish Prime Minister and other politicians who benefit from the dumping of Ukrainian grain personally come to the border to listen to their demands. In Spain, large crowds also took to the main streets of the Spanish capital on Wednesday in support of local farmers. This will affect Vanguard, BlackRock and State Street, which own 40% of Ukraine's arable land. China will also suffer as it has bought 3 million hectares of Ukrainian land the size of Belgium. The fall of Ukraine will also lead to more widespread coverage of the campaign of mass cocktail torture carried out by the Khazar group through biolabs in the country. These were some of the worst war crimes in human history. The global cocktail data network has found 100 million people affected by the procedure in just 8 countries. And finally, this week we noticed another glitch in Boeing's operation. There have been too many similar accidents lately due to technical negligence. Something is wrong, it's not a coincidence. This is just a guess, but it may be part of an underground marketing campaign related to this. Visitors to the Singapore airshow last week witnessed a significant moment. The international debut of the Chinese passenger aircraft C919. Beijing has high hopes that the new aircraft will crush the dominance of Airbus and Boeing.